In the heart of Genesis 3, a serpent whispers temptation, and humanity tumbles from paradise. But what if the way we read that fall today, stripped of demons and cosmic drama, bears the fingerprints not of ancient rabbis, but of Greek philosophers? Enter Rabbi Tovia Singer, a fierce defender of Jewish tradition against Christian innovations like original sin. Yet, in his moralistic take on Adam and Eve's slip, Singer unwittingly channels the allegorical wizardry of Philo of Alexandria, a Hellenistic Jew whose ideas were soaked in Plato and Stoicism. It's an irony as old as the serpent itself. The very Hellenism Singer rails against has slithered into the heart of modern Jewish apologetics. Let's unravel this thread. To understand the twist, we start with Philo, the bridge between Moses and Athens. Writing around 20 BCE to 50 CE, this Egyptian Jew didn't just read the Torah, he philosophized it. In works like Allegorical Interpretation and On the Creation, Philo treats Genesis not as straight history, but as a soul's blueprint, a Platonic fable where body wars with mind and virtue battles vice. The garden? It's your inner paradise. The trees? Symbols of wisdom versus worldly cravings. And the serpent? No slithering demon, but pleasure itself. Hedon in Greek, a seductive force that drags the soul from divine unity into messy duality. Philo spells it out vividly. In Allegorical Interpretation, Book 2, he writes, "Now the serpent was the most subtle of all the beasts, and pleasure has been represented under the form of the serpent for this reason, as the motion of the serpent is full of many windings and varied, so also is the motion of pleasure, for it is not straight, but full of turns and complexity, and it deludes the judgment and does not suffer the mind to see clearly." Here, temptation isn't a cosmic coup, it's an internal itch, the senses, Eve luring the intellect, Adam, toward forbidden fruit, which Philo calls sensory pleasure. Eve eats first, because as he quips in Questions and Answers on Genesis, the woman is more easily deceived than the man, since she is weaker in intellect and more subject to the senses. Ouch. Straight out of Plato's cave, where shadows fool the eye before the mind ascends. The curses follow suit, no divine wrath raining down, just natural fallout from the soul's descent. Philo explains the serpent's doom in Book 2. The curse upon the serpent is that it shall eat dust, for the mind which is the slave of the outward senses eats the dust of the body. That is to say, mortal and irrational things. Pain in childbirth? That's the body's irrational offspring. Toil in the fields? The mind's exile from pure reason. Expulsion from Eden? As Philo puts it in Book 3, the mind is driven forth from the paradise of pleasures to labor in the ground of virtue. It's elegant, ethical, a fall that's more self-inflicted therapy session than primordial catastrophe. Philo nods to literal history now and then, like in On the Creation. It is said that the old poisonous and earthborn reptile, the serpent, uttered the voice of a man, reproached her with her slowness. But even there, it's a hook to reel you into allegory. This wasn't fringe. Philo saw Moses as philosophy's peak, harmonizing Torah with Greek wisdom to fend off pagan skeptics. Fast forward 2 millennia to Rabbi Tovia Singer, whose outreach Judaism videos dismantle Christian doctrines with surgical precision. In talks like Messiah's relationship to Adam and the doctrine of original sin, Singer insists the fall is no inherited curse, it's a human-scale morality play. The serpent? Just a clever beast, embodying the evil inclination, or Yetzer Hara, not some satanic puppeteer. Sin? Personal choice, echoing Ezekiel 18. The soul who sins shall die. No domino of depravity? Each of us starts fresh, accountable only to our own deeds. The curses? Everyday hardships, not cosmic payback. Genesis 3:15's enmity? Mere human snake squabbles, not a messianic prophecy shoehorned in by Paul. Sounds purely rabbinic, right? Empowering teshuvah, repentance, over guilt. But peel back the layers, and Singer's lens mirrors Philo's to a T. That serpent as internal urge, Philo's pleasure-vice hybrid. The fall as ethical awakening, not rebellion. pure platonic soul drama. Even the blame game, Adam points to Eve, she to the snake, gets the same psychological spin in Philo's book The Third. God asks one question of the outward sense, and she replies to a different one. Every kind of deceit, therefore, is closely connected with pleasure. It's no accident. Philo's ideas didn't vanish. They percolated through medieval thinkers like Maimonides, who moralized the Yetzer Hara into a stoic tug-of-war. By Singer's time, this demythologized Eden, Hellenism laundered through rabbinic filters, becomes the go-to shield against missionary claims. Singer indicts Christianity for Greek overlays, yet his flattened, vice-driven serpent slithers right out of Alexandria. The real sting? This isn't the Jewish view. It's a view, one that sidelines the wilder strains of early Judaism. In the Second Temple era, overlapping Philo's lifetime, texts like Wisdom of Solomon cry, "Through the devil's envy, death entered the world. Serpent as demonic proxy, fall as jealous angelic sabotage." One Enoch names Gadriel, a fallen watcher, seducing Eve through the snake. Apocalypse of Moses has Satan himself possessing the reptile, boasting of his triumph. These aren't allegories. They're literal battlegrounds, infused with Near Eastern chaos serpents like Tiamat, where Nachash glimmers as a shining one, a rebel from God's counsel, per scholars like Michael Heiser. Rabbinic sages later tamed this into moral fables, but echoes linger in midrash like Genesis Rabbah's envious serpent. Singer's choice to excise the supernatural? Its philonic efficiency, making Torah palatable for modern ears, just as Philo did for Roman elites. Hellenism didn't conquer Judaism, it seeped in, shaping how we ethicize the mythic. So, the fall that Rabbi Singer guards so fiercely? It's ironically Hellenic, a philosophical remix where serpents whisper not rebellion, but reason's first stumble. Next time you hear Genesis preached, ask, is this Moses or a whisper from Plato? Dive deeper with us, hit subscribe, and let's keep questioning paradise.